Joining us right now, talk a little bit about a roundtable discussion that was held yesterday about cybersecurity. Congressman Randy Neugebauer. Congressman, welcome back to the show. How are you?
I'm great, Chad. How are you this morning?
Doing fantastic. Hope you're having a good day. You were part of this cybersecurity roundtable yesterday, correct?
That's correct.
What did this? What was the I guess the goal of this roundtable? What was the overall discussion about when it comes to cybersecurity?
Well, I think the question is it's a major issue. Data security, cybersecurity is a main issue because it influences so much of our economy. The thing that comes to mind is they ask a bank robber why he robs banks, and they said, well, that's because that's where the money is. And what we've seen is a tremendous amount of attacks, both from a data security and cybersecurity standpoint, on the financial services community in particular. And so it's good for policymakers and industry groups to get together and talk about how we stay in front of this issue.
Is this something where the federal government is lagging behind when it comes to protecting not only the federal government, but also just having the infrastructure in place for I guess different industries as well?
Well, I think what a lot of things point out is certainly trying to stay ahead of the bad guys is a challenge for everybody, both for the government and for the private sector. But I think the important thing is that we need to make sure that we're working together and not separately, because we have sources in the government to look into the system and identify threats, as well as the people in the private sector when they recognize that they've been attacked or they're potentially at risk, being able to share that information so that you can plug the holes. And I think what you probably heard from a lot of people yesterday is that we could do better of talking to each other. But what we have seen is that the technology, particularly with some of the government agencies that they're using, evidently is not state-of-the-art, because we've seen, a number of breaches. And Chad, why that's important that the federal government, be better at that is, they hold a lot of individuals' personal information, proprietary information, nationally sensitive security information, and so the government is a big depository of data, and so why that's the reason it's very important for them to have state-of-the-art systems in place as well.
Visiting with Congressman Randy Neugebauer, you took part in this cybersecurity roundtable, and it was targeted at the financial industry, but just about every industry is susceptible to these cyber attacks. For those who have maybe small businesses, and I don't know if y'all got into this part yesterday, but those who have maybe small businesses, we've seen here in Lubbock where businesses here have been targeted with this this link, I guess, where you click on it and it takes over your server, don't want to talk too much about servers, do we? Takes over your server and takes over your website and all your information. It's like ransomware. So what steps can just regular everyday business owners take to prevent this stuff from happening?
Well, there are vendors out there that provide software for people to install into their computers. There are companies that will help small businesses make sure that their systems are secure. But in a lot of ways, Chad, there's just some basic things that small businesses can do. For example, make sure that they're password protecting, access to their computers, educating their employees on not opening up an email or, a link that you don't know the source of it and verifying it. There's just a lot of common sense things that you can do. But quite honestly, the bad guys are pretty sophisticated. So it's important that, that the businesses large and small are taking every precaution that they can. I think one of the things you heard yesterday is there's a lot of consolidation going on, particularly in the companies that provide those services. And one of the things I am concerned about is making sure that as those become fewer and fewer choices out there, that the small businesses, kind of get left out, and that there's not people marketing to those small businesses, because they're just as vulnerable as the large businesses, and loss of control of your computer, or financial losses. Those are real losses for the small business people as well.
Visiting with Congressman Randy Neugebauer. Congressman, appreciate you coming on. Before I let you go, what are your thoughts? It's looking like Trump versus Hillary Clinton. What are your overall thoughts on that matchup?
Trump wins. I think Hillary had a difficult primary, and I think the Democratic Party is fractured. Obviously, we had an interesting primary, as one that some people still, a little unsure about. But I feel very good that Donald Trump wins in November.
Do you? So I guess you support Donald Trump?
Absolutely. He may not have been my first choice, but certainly Hillary Clinton was not my choice at all. And so, I think we cannot sustain, 4 more years of the last 8 years we had. And, I think that's what we get with Hillary Clinton.
What do you think, and we're already, I think, starting to see this, but what do you think Donald Trump needs to do to bring the Republicans together? I mean, she's got her own issues with Democrats and a fractured Democratic Party. What do you think Donald Trump needs to do to bring Republicans together and get behind him?
Yeah, I think you start talking to them. I think, we build relationships and build trust. A lot of people don't know Donald Trump. The Donald Trump that they know is the one, that they've seen out on this campaign trail to try to secure the nomination. Now that he's the nominee, I think you're going to see more and more people reach out to him. And I think one of the things he needs to do, and it appears he's doing it, is he's beginning to reach out more and bringing in people with expertise in certain areas as he starts to formulate, what his cabinet and what his administration might look like. But I think the term a lot of people are using is, we need to see more of President Trump now and less of candidate Trump.
Congressman Randy Neugebauer, as always, appreciate your time, and we'll visit soon and talk more about congressional action that's taking place. I know that Speaker Ryan is putting out platforms and wanting public input, so we'll visit soon about that, okay?
Love to, Chad. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Congressman Randy Neugebauer here on the Chad Hasty Show.